Hello Internet, welcome back to Songs of Syx. In our last episode we got a dormitory built and then we laid out the foundation for our cemetery. That is mainly all I remember from the last episode. We'll talk a little bit about what's going to happen here now because I think we need to really step it up, get into gear, and fix our terrible little colony. So everyone, welcome back. In my free time, I spent about an hour yesterday playing off camera, just in a separate save file, just to kind of play around and get more familiar with the systems. And in about an hour, built a more productive, better looking colony than what we've got here. I'm very displeased once I looked at the editing and saw how, look at our base. Everything is all over the place. It's not organized in any way that looks like it makes any sense. So today, I want to clean this up because I think it looks horrible, and I haven't put any of these videos on YouTube yet. I'm holding out until I get a little bit of a backlog, but I guarantee on the first 4 videos I'm going to get people commenting and saying like, this is the ugliest base I've ever seen. So we're going to try to fix this. I don't know what to do about the farms, okay? I think that we need to lay these out better, and the reason they look this way is because I wasn't familiar enough with the game to know about how the water interacts with the farms. And I think we can do this a lot better. So what I want to do, and also we want to bring in more colonists. We have way too few colonists. So I think in this episode, we're going to do some beautification. We're going to try to make this thing look a little bit better. We're going to tear down, I think, this janitor station and try to make things have a little bit more sense to them. So also, I think we built way too many graves in this graveyard, and I would love to shrink this down. I don't see any reason why this has to be so big. I think we can leave it in the area just to manage kind of what we've built here, but I want to lop this down to be considerably smaller than it was. So I think this is fine. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world. In fact, let's expand it one more tile. That way we can have these graves in a complete line instead of having them stacked up kind of every other like that. Well, good, I messed up immediately. So most games have a thing where if you hold down shift, it will actually keep you locked in a line as you click and drag, but that doesn't appear to be active in this particular game, and that's okay. So I think this is just so many graves. I don't feel that this is necessary at all. I think we're going way overboard here. Let's remove a few graves in the middle just to add some flowers and things, because I think that will please our people. I'm not sure how the auxiliary items work exactly, but we're going to lay some of these out here just to make things a little prettier. But I think that's much better than a huge thing. Okay, first of all, let's turn on time. That too, I've been playing too slow, and I think that people are not going to like that. So sometimes, a lot of times when I start playing a new game, I don't know what I'm doing, and I fumble around to the point where things tend to be ugly and they tend to be a real learning process. So what I should have done is played this off camera before I ever started playing. Let's delete this room. Oh, nope, it just deleted the room. I would like you to remove all of this. We're going to build a new, that was a janitor, I believe, which I should have looked at before I clicked the button, but okay. So we're going to put this new janitor in a position that's a little bit more sensible. We could put it next to our throne room. Seems a bit of a bummer to put a throne room next to a janitor, so I think we'll tuck it in back here. And is there anything else we can kind of cookie cutter that's really easy to pull down and put back up? What are you? Import depot? Yeah, that too. We were importing ore, and I think it would be better to actually just import the metal. So here's my thinking. We could build a smithy or whatever. In fact, let's stop importing ore. No, stop. Yes, delete room. Just go ahead and delete the whole room. What is this? Wood. Okay. So we could make a smithy or a refiner or whatever you want to call it, and it would be us processing ore into metal, and it would be cheaper for us to bring in ore rather than the actual finished product. But I believe ore also requires coal, and since we're not near either coal or metal, we would actually have to import 2 materials and then also work the labor of us building that metal from scratch. So I think it's better to actually import the final product. It will be more pricey, but as we expand our colony, we will have more options for creating raw materials that we can sell. If we look now, we only have 250 gold, but we can work on that. How many employees fit in this? Looks like up to a maximum of 9. We're going to ramp up our furniture production as well. And I would like to expand this woodcutter, but I think we'll actually reposition it. That way we can build in this area and it's not so close to our base here. In fact, why don't we'll convert some of this to farmland, because I would like to get at least 2 more farms up and running. And once we build more farms, we can erase some of these kind of horribly lined up farms, and we'll figure that out so they look a little bit better. For now, we have the new janitor underway. Let's build a new import depot. Now, I believe you can only import 1 item per depot. I believe if you pivot to a different import, it will actually cancel the old import. So you can only import 1 thing at a time as far as I know. We could expand the export depot. I think we would just end up building a second one if we wanted to do that. So let's just line this up. That way we have things in a reasonable line. They are unfortunately slightly offset by a few tiles. But what are you going to do? We may in the future build a new hunting shack anyway. As we expand in this area, we're going to be kind of driving the wildlife out, I think. So we will make that a more rural area when we're ready to do so. In fact, it looks like the majority of our animals are to the west. So I think we're going to reposition that hunter's cabin right now. Now, they have a lot of work to do, and we may need to gather more stone. Do we have enough stone? Do we have enough wood is the next question, because I don't think we do. We're okay. So they'll set about building that. Let's ramp up time here. And then I think we'll build a hunter's cabin just out in the woods here. And I don't think it really matters where it is. So the thing is, we have our warehouses kind of located pretty centrally in our colony. So in order for the hunter to really provide food, they're going to have to walk between there and the workshop, or the warehouse, excuse me. Which can be problematic, but I think that repositioning the hunter is probably a good idea. All these little white marks that you see here are wild animals. And I believe for them to get meat, they're actually walking all the way over here to hunt. So that will cut down on some travel time. You'll see there are some off in the distance as well, but it's quite far away. So I think we will build a new hunter's shack out here, or hunter's cabin. I have no idea what it's called. We'll build a hunter. I don't know why that's agriculture, by the way. I think agriculture... No. Well, no. Domesticated animals and hunting are very different. So I don't know. We may want to expand our furniture supply in the future, but I think 9 employees is plenty at the moment. So let's just build ourselves a bigger hunter shack out here. That way we're not only building it in a place that's out of our base and a little bit more rural and closer to the animals, but we're also getting possibly more employees in this area. So once we're ready, we can employ more people in the hunter's shack than we do currently. And there's not going to be enough room, so we'll just put 1 along the wall here as well. Auxiliary stations require metal, I believe. No, they don't. Okay, so we'll build a couple of those as well. And then, of course, we want walls to insulate them. Then we'll put a couple doors on this baby as well. Can I put a door here? We can. Okay, so we're going to slap down a new hunter's shack, and then we will demolish the old one when that one expands. And another thing worth noting that I did not know in previous episodes, we talked about this, about not knowing how much food supply we actually have on our colony. There was no way for us to see our daily consumption. And remember, we looked and we saw that every other day they consume 1 portion of food for a meal, is what the wiki said. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but that is what it said. But I found out that this over here actually shows you your food storage and how many days of food you have for your current colony. So you'll see we have 92 days here. I think we are perfectly capable of accepting more immigrants. So we're going to take on 8 new immigrants here. So not only does that give us more people to build our buildings, but of course we will assign them jobs as we go here. And I hate where I place the dormitory, but we're going to leave it there for the time being. And also I want to build some other facilities to service their basic needs. Where are the doors on this? There's a door, just a door. Okay. And we're going to want to expand to an additional dormitory as well once we start accumulating more people. So they're working on our hunter's cabin. How are we doing supply-wise? Still plenty of wood, although it is dropping down. Our graves are in progress. They have built the new janitor and import depot, so that's good. And what I want to do, I don't think we need metal right this second. I think what we would rather have... What would we like to import? We can get clay. There's clay nearby, and we don't need that at this precise moment, so I'm not worried about that. I did say I wanted to get a military up and running, but I think we're a little far away from that at the moment. What would I like to import the most? We need metal, for sure. And if we can't think of anything else, we'll just import some metal. Because I don't think we need anything else. I think right now we are okay. So what we'll do is we'll make a crate for metal. This is metal? Yes. We'll make a new crate for metal. We will select metal as an import. So we will import metal. And then we will go to our goods and trade. And we will go down to where we see metal, which is here. And what we want to do is go to the buy tab, and we want to stock our warehouse supply whenever it's below, let's say like, so one crate is 255 charges, so we would import, let's say, yeah, around 100 metal, I think would be fine. And then the other thing about trade that I didn't know immediately is that it actually, you don't buy one at a time, you actually only buy in bulk. So in order to purchase, you'll see at the bottom here in red text, it says you don't have enough credits to buy this resource. Trades are done in batches of 32, so we need minimally 5,440 credits to purchase a batch of the resource. And you get more credits by selling things. Now, what else can we sell? I think we're exporting wood at the moment, which I don't love. I think we need to stop doing that and shift to something else. Looks like we're exporting meat. This is actually a great export for us because we don't need the meat. We have mostly vegetarian colonists, which let's accept some more colonists. So I think meat is a reasonable export. I think leather is another reasonable export because we're not doing anything with it at the moment. So in order for us to sell the leather, we do have stores of leather. So I think we can sell that at the moment. And anything else we're selling? Meat, wood. Yeah, let's stop selling wood. It's so cheap, it's not worth our time. And I think that's it for the time being. I think is where we're going to stop with the exports. But we need to go into our trade menu again and verify that we're going to export properly. So we just added leather. We're exporting meat whenever our stock is above 50%, which is basically constantly, especially now that we're expanding our hunter. And then let's go to leather and do the same thing. We're exporting whenever the stock is above 50%. I think that's fine. We may need leather in the future for materials to build clothing, but currently we're not doing that, obviously. So let's pass some time here again. Oh, we're getting a quick save. We'll have a look at things. They're building that hunter's cabin. This will probably be able to employ probably 4 people despite the many, many workbenches. And then once we're done with that, I would like to expand our woodcutter in a new place. In fact, if we're going to put our dorm and basic facilities over here, I don't want the woodcutting nearby because it does produce noise. So I think we'll just block this off down here, kind of off away from our... Actually, this is quite large already. Maybe we should just expand this one and accept that we're not going to build in that direction. Maybe we'll just build our colony stuff on this side and have this this left side of our base be raw material harvesting. I think, although the further away we move, the harder it's going to be for them to access our warehouse. I think we will just expand this, although I'm hesitant. I don't want to do that now. We want them to finish the constructions we already have. Still plenty of wood. We wanted them to finish the constructions we already have before we add more on because they are already going pretty slow. So now we have a cemetery. This should prevent our people from getting like debuffs related to people dying. Additionally, it should be a beautiful place. So hopefully, no, we don't need 4 employees. Let's drop that down to 1. It should be a beautiful place that adds like peace and stuff or whatever the thing is called. In fact, can we see that somewhere? Oh, I see. It probably gives a list of people who are interred in this cemetery. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. I wish the peons were a little bit more relevant. We're going to have so many of them that we're never going to learn their names or anything. So I don't think it's like, you know, in Rimworld, you rename your colonists because it's cool, right? You rename your colonists because they have cool names and you want them to be like XCOM. You want them to be people that you know or something like that. Let's check this hunter. Looks like it can accommodate a max of 6 workers, which is more than I thought. We're going to drop that down to 3. And I think we're going to expand our storage for leather and for meat, which will allow us to store more of those things. Of course, as we get other colonists who can eat meat, we will have that going on. I would like to get rid of this guy that loves death, because I suspect he is the one who murdered our one person. And we can now destroy this old hunter's cabin. Let's make sure we don't get the other building in there. So make sure we just overlap this. And we'll just mark that for destruction, which they do need to deconstruct the walls. It's not an instant process. Okay. Let's further our beautification. Let's expand now our woodcutter. Expand room. Expand room. And we'll just... what does shape mean? Depending on species, subjects prefer organic or different shapes of your rooms. Some like it square, others organic. So this room is 14% organic, 86% square. So if I expand this to be a more square, that'll go up. Okay. How do I know which prefer which? Double click to grant. I mean, yes, we'll take another immigrant. That's fine. Okay, doesn't matter, really. I think we will build our farms in this direction. So I don't think we need to worry about cutting off our farmland. So let's just go ahead and expand this to add more space to our hunting, or I'm sorry, to our logging camp. Now, in addition to being like physically larger and having access to more trees, this will allow us to have more employees working on this as well. So whenever we have an excess of employees, which we currently do, you can see up here, this 17 reflects that there are 17 people not currently doing a job. And we have 33 total citizens. So about half of our workforce is doing nothing. Now, I would like to make this look a little bit better. So what I want to do, we want to fill in water, remove shallow water. Oh, so is there a limit to how deep it can be before you can't cut it in? Let's just go like that. We'll make it more square. That way we can fit a nice farm along this here, a nice large farm in this area. That will give them something to do. Also, what time of year is it? It's winter, so we can't harvest those wild veggies. You'll see we have 60 days of food, and again, our farms are producing on a regular basis. So, I think we're looking pretty good. They will go about expanding. Remember, to do this lumber camp expansion, they actually have to clear the ground clutter and things, which takes quite a while. Okay, so I already think the colony is looking a lot better. These farms need to be lined up and made to look a little bit prettier. And let's look now. Oh, what are you? You're flashing. Dundorians, sturdy and stubborn, don't care for farming, but excel at mining and refinement, and is sturdy in battle. We don't have any refinement. Actually, furniture might count as refinement, but I don't think so. It's more of an industry type situation, but we'll hire you on. Why not? You sound like a dwarf, basically. You know, they like to mine and smith and things like that. Smith. I always say smith. I don't know why. Oh, wow, they cleared that up really quickly. Okay, so let's add a new farm. And let's make it, you know, we don't have any grain, do we? You probably can't eat raw grain. Let's make it big. Would you rather have fruits or vegetables, Internet? Looks like vegetables produce a little bit less than fruits, but I think we already have multiple fruit farms. And let's verify that we first have enough vegetables to do this plant, which we do. Yeah, let's make it a vegetable farm. You would more likely grow vegetables than fruit, right? So we'll make this huge, 14 by 18, not the... I don't know if there are optimal layouts for farms, but we're going to go ahead and just make a big farm. It will probably employ 2 or 3 people to maintain this farm, but I think having a nice big farm will benefit us in the long term. They're still clearing this area. And again, we have a lot of people unemployed at the moment, so they are doing a lot of these odd jobs. Sounds like we've got some thunder rolling in real life here. Let's click this. So now we can employ up to 18 people, which we don't want to do. You'll see our workforce drop to -1. That's because they all were suddenly auto-assigned to the lumber mill. So we're going to cut that down to 6. Excuse me, to the woodcutter, not a lumber mill. Very, very different things. Oh yeah, I guess we're getting a storm. I didn't expect a storm. I actually don't have much time to record today. Work ran crazy late last night, so I got to bed around 9 a.m. and I was like, I was supposed to get up at 2. I guess I'm not doing that. So I got up late, and then tonight we're doing a watch party. Me and some people are going to watch a movie and talk, we give commentary as we go, that kind of stuff, mystery science theater style. So we're going to be watching Sleepaway Camp, which is a classic camp horror movie from like, oh geez, I have no idea. I don't like the first one. So the movie, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty problematic in 2021, I guess, is this year. Some problematic stuff. I seem to remember there's like a 45-year-old cook who like hits on a 12-year-old girl. Very weird, very unacceptable. And then the movie, of course, is very famous for having a twist, which I don't think goes over super well in 2021 either. But yeah, we're gonna watch that movie, and I like the second one better. I grew up watching these movies. I remember they rented me Sleepaway Camp when I was like 9. It was Sleepaway Camp 2, and there were tons of lady parts in it, and little young me loved the movie, and ever since then I've liked the series. And it's actually they're a pretty fun series. They get very comedic, kind of like goofy, silly movies in the second and third one. That first one's played like a straight horror movie though, and it's not very good. But that's where we're starting. So tonight we're gonna watch Sleepaway Camp. So I'm looking forward to that. So I don't have time to record. I have some social plans for once in my life, and yeah, we're gonna be watching some horror movies. So let's expand again. We have 60 days worth of food. I think now that we have that large thing up and running, we can tear this down. We're in the tending cycle, so if I cut this down now, we're not going to get a harvest. So the problem is if I wait until we get a harvest, I'm going to forget about it. And then they're going to end up planting again and continuing along their way. So I really feel like I need to cut these down while I'm, thinking about it. Are any of you close to harvest? Not really. You can go once I figure this out here. And then I think we'll fill this in, and we'll just have like one line of irrigation like this all the way through, and we'll move the farms down so that they're in a line. Okay, are we still importing things? I don't think we are. Oh, we are. We're importing metal. That's right. So do we have metal? We should at this point. We have enough gold. So we have 64 metal. What could I do with some metal? We can make a bakery. Pretty sure ovens require metal, which I saw in my other playthrough. I don't really know why. I think they should require stone. Like you can make brick ovens. You don't have to make them out of metal. A brewery. Charcoal turns wood into coal. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's great. We don't have coal nearby, although we don't need coal at the moment, so I don't think that's great. Smelter, again, we don't have coal or ore to put together. Turns cotton into fabric. No. Workshops. We have a carpenter. Jewelry. Makes jewelry from coal and gems. Well, we don't have either of those things. Masonry. Turns stone into cut stone. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, and we do need a paper maker, which does require metal. Remember, we need this to make a library, which is what we need to make to begin our research process to upgrade our stuff. For now, why don't we make a leather tailor? That way we can get some clothing from the leather that we have. I like that idea a lot. And if I'm going to be putting our industry on the left side here, why don't we build this attached to our furniture maker? That way we have our inventory, our industry over there. They're in walking distance of the warehouse, which should make that easier. We do need walls. Oh, no, let's contract that one. So we come back in one tile. Yeah, there we go. So we'll make that there. They'll share this wall here. Let's make workbenches. What surprises me, this doesn't require metal or anything, which you would think sewing clothing would probably require some metal needles or something. So we'll build that. Auxiliary, what do you look like? Okay, then we can put these kind of in the middle. Oh, I did not make this an odd number wide. Oh, that's a mistake. Anytime you build anything, you want it to be an odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I did make it an odd number. It's just that they're doubles. Yeah, they're 2s instead of 1s. Okay, so let's just do this. So we have a symmetrical room still. I kind of hate it. I sort of hate it. Sorry for the loud vehicle. I can't, obviously do anything about that. All right, I kind of hate it, but okay. And let's add some doors here. And who knows, we might need to build off. Actually, let's not do that because then we could make a square and add 2 other industries on this side. So let's not add the door there. Yeah, I think this looks good. I think this is good. And we can even fit another auxiliary station. No, we can't. Oh, it would cut off the edges. Okay. Well, this is plenty for now, and that will get us some tailoring stuff done. Let's have a look at our raw materials, make sure we're still not short on anything. We're doing okay. I'm concerned stone may become an issue. We talked about that in a previous episode. I cannot tell you how much happier I am with the colony. We've been playing for 25-ish minutes. I'm already so much happier now that we've moved some of this stuff around and made this look a little bit better. So let's add some roads really quick to make that even better. And you'll see we get this overlay of where they commonly walk. So we're obviously going to use that somewhat to our advantage here. Now, the real issue is, you know what? We're not going to do roads yet. Because I want to wait until we've removed the farms and reoriented them so that we can place paths along the farms as well. So what I will do... Oh, in fact, it looks like they've worn a path just by walking so much. So what I will do, let's have just a 2-tile path running along here. Because we know we're not going to be moving this at this exact moment. Wow, the only door on this is to the south. Can we do this? We can't do it on there. So that would be a single tile path. I bet that will end up looking pretty terrible. But for now, we will do it anyway. So here's the door. We'll make a double path there. And then we'll have one that wraps along the building as well. Not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it should make our things look just a bit better. And we'll add a path here as well so that we can kind of connect that. And then I think what we'll do is expand up, go across, and then when we have the farms, we'll do the same thing. We'll go down and across, and then we'll have this middle section kind of for, lavatories. I think I want to build a well. What's service? Yeah, we want to build a well so they can wash themselves. We do have water access, so that's not a huge deal. But also we want to build a bathroom for them and probably a second dormitory. So we can kind of make that here in this central area, or maybe we'll put like our janitors right here. I think that's fine. I think we're close enough that everything should still be maintained by the janitors without any real issue. Okay. Let's speed up time here. I would rather you construct over building paths, but that's fine. Man, I hate that single tile path. Tell you what I'm going to do, and this is going to ruin everything that we've done already. I'm going to shrink this by 1. So that we can have a double path, because that's going to be absolutely hideous. Shrink room. Let's just do the whole way 1 tile. That way it maintains the shape of the room without people getting fussy. So let's do that. And then we should be able to hire people back. I don't remember how many we had. Let's just go with 6. We'll go to 8 since we're going to be getting even more colonists as we come in. And you'll see we're down to 54 days. How are we doing food-wise? Very near to harvest. These should be harvested tomorrow, so I can delete this one as it comes in. You're in the process of being harvested. That's interesting because I just made you. So I can't imagine you produced very many vegetables, if at all. Okay, and we're getting the harvest in. Beautiful, beautiful. In fact, they're harvesting every farm, so it does look like those all occur in unison, even when this farm has not had a chance to grow very much. So we should see our food stores go up probably to about 80 days would be my guess. Oh, I definitely overestimated 62 days. Okay, that's fine. And then let's get rid of these farms so that we can fix this up. Oh, it removed some extra fruit. Okay, that's fine. And then let's balance out. Excuse me, internet. I'm just bad at life. Let's harvest some wild veggies, by the way, since it's that time of year. And we can get a huge portion of veggies since we have so many unemployed workers at the moment. And then let's also remove water. And we're going to make that flush with down here. And you know what? Let's go all the way across. How's that sound? Does that sound terrible? I think that will be good in the long run. So let's do that. I don't want to tear down the other farm yet, just because I'm a little nervous about overdoing it and not having enough food. Although harvesting these wild veggies, you can see our days are ticking up just from the harvest of these wild veggies, which aren't even in the warehouse yet. So I bet when they get in there, it goes up even further. And we can harvest those wild veggies every day or two, so I bet I can do it again already. I can. So we can get quite a lot of free food here. Sorry, my throat all of a sudden is going to give me some issues. Man, they're really efficient at filling in water, huh? I would not have guessed that. Okay, and then let's add some fruit farms. Are we going to leave them as small? No. We're going to expand them. We're going to make them 8 by 16. How about that? Does that look okay? No. Kind of. But no. Let's just go with small farms for now, because we know we want to kind of prioritize our space here. So we'll make 2 more fruit farms, 8 by 8, along the water. I think you're a veggie farm, you're a veggie farm. So we'll go 1 more fruit farm. Oh, and I was leaving a... Oh, I can't do this. I have to do them one at a time. I forgot. If I try to do more than one at a time, it says you can't do that. Do we want... I mean, we could make them lengthy. Let's do that. Let's make them long. So we'll make them 8 by 16, but we'll go in this direction. How about that? So there's one farm. It has plenty of irrigation because of the water here. So we'll do that. And then we'll make a veggie farm. We'll make another fruit farm, since those are what we deleted. We'll make another one 8 by 16. Oh, just enough space to do 8 by 16. So that should be fine. And those should probably employ about 2 people each. And then we can fit a small farm in here if we're interested. You know what? No, let's get rid of this veggie farm. Remove veggie farm. And we'll build a tall one here to fit in this this nook here. I don't know if it's going to look good, but that is what we're going to go with here. So once they fill in this water, we'll have that squared away. They're still harvesting the wild veggies. Let's do even more, because why wouldn't you? It's free food. And once they finish filling in this water, we'll get that new... Oh, because they're distracted by building the farms. That's why they're not filling in the water. I don't think it's because of the wild veggies, although that obviously also distracts them. There we go. Finish it. Finish it. There we go. Agriculture will make this one a veggie farm, and we'll go right here. Oh, and we're just 1 tile shy again. Well, I hate to do this to you. Well, if we're going to do this, we're going to shrink it. Oh, I really don't want to shrink it like that. I want it to be big so that we can get a lot of wood coming in. All right, let's shrink it here so we get that extra tile. And then let's expand it in the other direction, because we've cut off some tiles that have shrunk it slightly. So let's expand this. Obviously, while they work on that, we're not going to be able to get our people working to bring that stuff in, but I think that's okay. And we'll go... Oh, I shrank it in the wrong direction. Of course I did. Of course I did. Yes. Shrink this. There we go. Check. Now, build a vegetable farm. Right here. 8 by 16. How do I want to do this? It's going to look silly having a tall one. I think it's okay. It's okay. And then if we decide not to use this space, we can fit another farm in here and we'll just irrigate between them. Yeah, I think that's okay. So our food should be squared away and quite just plenty fine for the future here. We're bringing in so much vegetable matter that should be just great. We have a total of 47 employees, or 47 citizens, or civilians, or population, I don't know, citizens, yes. lot of them are out of work at the moment. That will change once we finish. Oh, by expanding that, they now have to re-clear all of the tiles that were previously clear. That is such a bummer. I don't know why. It was already in use. So presumably it was already clear. Oh, and you can see the old farms are fading away. That is absolutely hideous, but that's okay. And we'll continue harvesting wild veggies, frankly, because why wouldn't we? We'll do that. Do that. And yeah, I think we are good. We are over time. We definitely need to call the episode. Internet, I think things are so much better than they were when we left it in the previous episode. I think just buckling down, thinking about what we were doing instead of just slapdash putting everything together, I think has had a huge benefit for our colony. And yeah, I'm very pleased with how things have shaken out. So obviously there's always room for improvement, but I think we did a lot in this episode to make our colony look a little bit better. And then let's expand our dirt road. Remember, we had said we were going to do that. Must not be placed on a room. Oh, I didn't. Just put it. Okay, no, they'll do it. They'll do it. Okay, and of course, as we expand, we will build more roads so that we have actual pathing in our colony. I think this was a bit of a mistake, but that's okay. It's fine. So yeah, Internet, feeling pretty great about this. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you were not screaming at me in the comments telling me that I had been doing a terrible job, because I think we've gotten that under control. In fact, I didn't even look at it. We actually managed to employ 7 people making leather clothing, which I completely forgot about. We need to make leather clothing storage. Are you leather clothing? Is it just regular clothes? Does it matter if they're leather or not? What do you produce? Yeah, see, that looks... Oh, okay, yeah. Clothing, great. So they're going to make clothing, which presumably our little peons will wear. But anyway, let's call the episode before I get too sidetracked. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Unfortunately, I don't have time for more. Got myself some social plans, plus I got errands to run. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I, of course, will be back with more Songs of Syx in the near future. Really enjoying this game. And yeah, I would, again, recommend you check it out on Steam or on itch.io. For now, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.